Hello friends, welcome to another exciting episode of my Photoshop design series. In this video I'll be showing you how you can create this poster in Photoshop. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of the videos I'll be dropping anytime from now. Without having to waste much of your time, let's get started, shall we? So the first thing, click on new, and of course I'm just going to give this a name. Social media post. Just change that to HNK, that's Heineken, 4x5, resolution 300, RGB, and transparent. Then you click create. That's it. Okay, now we are inside of Photoshop. This is how my interface is arranged, right? Because I chose to arrange it this way. Great. So the first thing you need to do is make sure your foreground is set to this color. So come to your color palette and type in this figure. I'm going to bring this one up, clicking on the arrow. So I'm just going to click on this, and I'm going to change the color to something like this. So this is the code. I might change this later on. So see this as your color palette for makeup artists, kind of like. So these are the two main colors we're going to be using for this design, right? So yeah, foreground and background color set, so we're good to go. So my background color would be this solid color, right? Great. Okay, so the next thing you want to be doing is I'm just going to go over to my resource file. Again, the resource file to this video is in the description of this video, right? Just click on the link in the description and voila, it gets you the resource file. So this is what I want to use, the bottle. So I'm just going to drag inside like this, and I'm going to place it here like this, right? So click enter to place it. I choose to want to reduce the size a little bit, just a notch, not too much. Good, something like this is cool. So now we have a slight problem. If you see now, you see that the picture has a whitish kind of something here. So we want to remove this. So how do we do that? Right click and click on rasterize layer. First thing, then if you under the properties, you will notice that it says remove background. So click on it. Make sure you're on the layer of the Heineken itself, and let Photoshop do its magic of removing whatever background you have remaining. As you can see, it's all gone. Alright, good. So this is a simple way you can use to remove images in Photoshop, in case you didn't know before. Alright, okay, so the next thing you want to do is, like I said before, I'll be changing this background, right? So I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to use my eyedropper to select this dark, and it's not going to be too dark. I'm bringing it up, and this is the color code I'm using now. This is a new color code, so you can use this instead. So next thing I want to do is bring in this image here, this textured image. So what I'm going to do with this is zoom out to scroll wheel, and I'm going to extend it out by making it bigger like this. Okay, it's too big, so I'm just going to reduce it and move it upwards just slightly like this. When you're done, click OK. I'm going to change the blend mode to overlay like this, right? Great. So overlay, and okay, that sums it up. Okay, so let's go on. So I'll just revert this. I'm going to select this color. This is the color code I used. So if you follow me from the beginning, that's what we're going to do. So create a new layer directly on top of this. Under the bottle, it should be under the bottle. Right, go to your brush tool, B for brush, select the brush, and make sure you're using the soft round brush or the soft round. So what I'm going to do with that color, I'm just going to paint on the edges like this. You want to be precise with this, make sure you don't overdo it, and make sure you don't do it less or lesser than how you're supposed to do it. So just gradually carve out the shape of the bottle, and okay, let me just take it to the base. So go over to the base and add this extra effect. Great. So change the blend mode to let's see that makes, no, it should be linear bond. Great. So let's see. No. Okay, so it's going to be color dodge instead, right? So leave it at color dodge, and great, we're good to go. So what you're gonna do next is, I haven't done that, right click on the layer, convert it to smart objects. So what you are going to do now is, convert to smart objects, filter and blur, Gaussian blur, and just increase the size. You can see now doing that has increased the area of the blur, right? So you now have a more realistic looking kind of light effect under the bottle. So you can intensify it or reduce it, but for this one I'm just going to reduce it a bit because it seems to be too much. Color dodge, yes, the blend mode. So I'm going over to my text to type what I want to use or what I actually want to write here. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in place, make it bigger, so it doesn't exceed any side of the bottle, whether the base or the top. I'm going to change this to black italics because I need to feel the heaviness of the type, right? So bringing this inside, okay, like this, and Ctrl J to make a duplicate copy of this, and I'm just going to drag this to this point. Drag. Can you drag? Yep. So drag here. Double click on the thumbnail to activate the edit text and just complete the Heineken. So it's EKEN. Correct. So I've noticed that I have some unusual amount of spaces in between the text, so I'm just going to reduce it. I'm doing for Heineken first. How do you pronounce Heineken? Somebody help me. This is -50 also, so I'm just going to bring this here this way, and yeah, so we're good to go like this. So I'm just going to hide this and position this well. Yeah, good. So bring it back. We bring it back again. Okay, great. So this is the bottle and this is the text. So what I want to do is I'm selecting the Heineken, and I still don't know how to pronounce that, and I'm going to group them together like this, and I'm going to write text, right? So going over to add some extra effects. So what I'm going to do, create a new layer above the text layer. Make sure it's above the text layer, right? So make sure the foreground color is set to the color that I used first. With my brush selected, you can increase the size, come here and increase the size of the brush. I'm going to leave mine like this, and I'm just going to draw what looks like a globe like this. It doesn't make any sense, but then when I flip it and change it from normal to, my mind said abnormal, right? So when I change it from normal to, I'm going to use no, from normal, create clip mask. Make sure you clip it on the text, right? I forgot to do that. So change it from normal to dissolve. Yes, please, this is what I wanted to use. So from normal to dissolve, so you can reduce the fill, and this is what you get out of it. This is just so the text doesn't appear to be just blank and just dull like that. And make it more, I don't know if realistic is the word to use at this point, right? Okay, so good, let's move on then. So I'm going to the top layer and I'm going to add this exposure, because I don't want the base of the bottle the way it is. So create a clip mask on the bottle so it affects only the bottle alone. So with the exposure, with the tab, I'm just going to go over and please copy my settings, and I'm just going to make these changes. Wow, the bottle is all black now, but good news, it doesn't have to be that way. It's all white now thanks to my PC not trying to work with me, right? So I'm just going to, oh, can you cooperate with me? Okay, put this here like this. You can use my settings. You should use my settings for this. When you're done, you can use your own settings. Good. So click on the mask and Ctrl I to invert it. Wow, we have our bottle back. Select your brush and make sure your foreground color is white because you're working in a black mask, and conceal all these regions. Conceal like this, and there you go. So this is one way I used to use and to dodge and burn my image when I'm making compositions. I use exposure and I use curves. Those two come in handy. Great. So great. So let's move on, shall we? Okay, but then I just observed a few things. So I'm going to start with the bottle. I need to make it pop more. So select the bottle, go to camera raw, and what you're going to do is very simple. Just go over to where you have texture, bump it all the way up. You can see the little change, and you can add some clarity. Make sure you are gentle on clarity, right? So that's all I'll do, no extras. Okay, good. I think I like it the way it is. And okay, great. So you can duplicate this and reduce just like this, just to intensify that light at the base, right? Great. So going over to bring my next resource file, which is this guy. Now you have to watch as I'm going to use this, because this is like one of the important aspects of this design. Right, so I'm just going to position this at the top right corner here like this, not too far. Make a duplicate copy of this since it's the same thing I'm going to be using all rounder. Ctrl J, bring this down here like this, Ctrl T, and I'm just going to turn it like this, and I have a feeling I must adjust this. Okay, turn it like this, and click enter. Okay, so good, I duplicated that, and I'm going to bring this here. Make sure this is just here, and just going to turn it a bit, and voila, you're good to go. So now that you have all this in place, now it's time to make it look more realistic. I'm just going to place this, move this downwards a bit, take it down, yeah, not too much. Yes, okay, good. I think this is the best way. Somewhere around here is cool. Perfect, click enter. Okay, so time for more action. So what am I starting with? I'm starting with this one. So what you need to do is go over to filter, go to blur, and go to motion blur. Right, click on motion blur, and a dialog box like this would come out, or it will pop out. Whichever one comes out. On your PC it might fly out, but in mine it just popped out. So I'm just going to turn the angle like this, and distance is set to 27. Let me see. Okay, I'm using 18. Thank you, and that's good. So what I'm going to do, hold down Alt key on your keyboard and drag to copy to those layers, drag and drop on it. Voila, easy peasy. So in areas where you want to reduce, so click on it, and you can just increase or either reduce. For this one I'm going to increase it, and click OK. Okay, so there you go, easy steps. You don't need to go back and forth adjusting like that. Just copy the effects and paste on it. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Click and create a new layer on top like this. So what we're going to do basically with this layer is going to be adding some cool light effects. So make sure you're still using your foreground color, the color we started with. You can see how effective that is. Click here, and I'm going to change this to linear dodge add. Click here, and lastly create another new layer and click this point here like this. Change this also to linear dodge add. Oh yeah, linear dodge add, that works for me. That's fine. Okay, you can see how adding or training some lights has really improved this poster itself. Create a new layer, and I'm just going to add some more text to this little text I have here already. Now don't make the mistake of typing here, you might just get into this Heineken here. What you want to do is go over to the top, and when you do this, go to a safe space. Sorry, go back to the layer, click on your text to go to a safe space. Like here you don't have anything, and just type. Okay, so there you have it. This and this. No, that's not what I want to work on. Click enter to release it. Great. Okay, go to the top layer and I'm going to click brightness and contrast. So with this, I'm going to do something tricky with this. So I'm just going to increase my contrast and brightness. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to apply this to some specific areas. So I invert it like this, and I'm just going to go over to areas, of course with my brush selected. You can make it smaller or make it bigger. I'll make mine smaller. Somewhere around here, I'll make this brighter. I'll just brush in the effect on some areas alone, especially on the bottle where I have the highlights. I'm going to paint it in. You can see it makes it more dramatic and all of that, right? I'm just going to add it all the way down here to this point, and voila, you can see how much different that makes. Cool, right? Great. And that sums it up. I'm just going to apply this, and I'm going to go over to the next one, do it again, almost the same thing, brightness all the way up. And can you cooperate with me? Contrasts. Oh, this guy doesn't like me. Okay, use this Ctrl I to invert. Voila. Go over to the brush again, and I'm just going to brush on these areas alone, the tip of the palm leaf like this, only the tips alone. I'm not going to touch the bottle this time, and there you go. Okay, so a few things before I complete this series. I'm going to click all of this and Ctrl T, make this smaller, not so small but smaller than it was before, smaller but still visible. Visibility matters a lot. So go to the top layer, right? And what you want to do is, I might want to add some adjustment layer, but then I'll create a snapshot. Ctrl Alt Shift E to create a snapshot, convert to smart objects. I'm going to add noise first, like I've done in previous video, to make it more realistic and good. Okay guys, that sums it up for this tutorial. Like, if you followed my steps, you would arrive at this same result with me. Feel free to try it all over and all over again. Remember, continuous practice makes perfect. Until then, if you've not liked this video and you enjoyed it, you're not doing the right thing by not hitting the like button. And please kindly share. Sharing is kind, right? And again, if you've not subscribed to my channel, now is the best time to hit the subscribe button so you miss all these free juicy videos that I'll be dropping anytime from now. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.